Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Project Ozone 3. We're on episode 4 and I've been doing a little bit of work between episodes. Firstly, I have upgraded the auto sifter, so it's now got 18 sieves in it, all with iron stiffened meshes. I've actually just been hammering down a bunch of gravel. We're sifting that because I'd pretty much run out of diamonds. So I need diamonds. Obviously we're getting all the rest of the resources as well. You may remember we're also doing some work with the mystical agriculture crops. We've actually got a mutant there. I've actually upgraded the seeds to tier 2 as well. So we do that using a bit of, I forget what the second one's called after inferior. Prudentium, that's the one. So you surround the tier 1 seeds with Prudentium to get tier 2. Let's have a look, see what we've got. So the parents were 233 and 342. And the new one is 333. Nice. So let's pop these two back down. Where are they from? They're from over here. I've been doing a little bit of AFK in here, just because these things can take so long to mutate. What I'm probably going to do is, rather than getting them all up to 10, 10, 10, is I'm going to focus on upgrading them to the next tier. So going up to tier 3 next as soon as I can. That does take quite a bit of Inferium though, because one stack of Inferium is only 16 Prudentium, and 16 Prudentium is 4 Intermedium, and you need 8, so you basically need 2 stacks of this stuff just to upgrade one seed, which is quite a lot, but we're doing quite well. So we harvested 2 seeds there and we got 11, so we're getting about 5 to 6 Inferium. Oh, actually we've got 11 from that one. Wow. Okay, so it looks like we're getting up to about 11 Inferium per harvest. That's pretty cool. But you can see I've also built 3 platforms over in this direction. Now I've got 2 that are laid out with the dirt. I just ignore the fact that I kind of built it the wrong size to begin with, so I've had to extend it out 1. So this here, this row, is going to be replaced by dirt. The same goes for the next platform. But the last platform here is just solid stone at the moment. The reason for this is because this is a plains biome. Yes, I did a bit of pillaring out on that side, trying to find a non-darklands biome. Had to come over in this direction. I found a river here and then a plains. So what I actually want to do is tear down my old mob farm and start on a proper mob farm using either fans or vector plates. I haven't decided yet. Possibly getting some witch water involved so we can get wither skeletons, witches and so on. And yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to get us all of the drops, all the loot bags, and we're going to be absolutely rolling in things like Inferium Essence and Bones, which is going to be really cool. Alright, so I've got a bit of building done. Just kind of an outline at the moment, so I'm wanting to actually build the mob farm up a few blocks, because what I want to do is actually have the storage area for it down here, and this is going to be the actual area where the mobs come to die. Basically, this is the slaughterhouse, but we're going to have the spawning pads up here, and they're all going to funnel the mobs down into the center where they will meet their doom. And then we'll have an item collection system which will fill up either, I don't know if I want to do the storage drawers or if I want to go for the storage barrels, because if we look at the beta quests, which is the storage section, we've done a lot of this, well, we've done all of the storage drawer stuff. So if we get into storage barrels, that gives us the opportunity to actually upgrade these. And I've just seen there is an infinite tier for the storage barrels, which is absolutely awesome. Obviously the emerald upgrades are good. The upgraded storage 32 times base value, and I think you can put 6 of them in a storage drawer. But infinite tier is obviously going to be infinitely better, of course, so I think that's what I'm going to go with. However, one thing I do need to do is for the slaughter area, just to prevent any light getting in and affecting the spawn rates above, I want to get some dark ineffable glass. Now, I've been looking at the recipe for this, and we need dark glass, which is black dye and thickened glass. Thickened glass is sandy glass in a furnace, or at least basically any kind of furnace, and sandy glass comes from glass and sand. So we can do that, but we also need this, the moonstone. Now, diamonds, we are getting some from the sifting. How's this doing at the moment? It looks like it's probably almost done. Can I get that? Yeah, we've not got very much of that left at all, if any. And we've got 4 diamonds. 4 whole diamonds. That does mean we can make 32 of the dark ineffable glass, which I'm not sure is going to be enough. I think that over there is 5 wide. 10, so I need 40. Oh, so a little bit short. Okay, I'm gonna have to, what I might do is actually pop into the nether and see if I can find some nether diamond ore. But the other part we need to do for this is we need to get the resonator from extra utilities. Now this is going to turn lapis into lunar reactive dust. We do have, I believe, yeah, we've got a fair bit of lapis there from sifting. So we're going to start getting into extra utilities and start getting some grid power by the looks of it. So I'm back from the nether. We've got a bunch of cool stuff, including a lot of quartz and prosperity shards. We did get 2 nether diamond ores. So I'll pop them into the furnace. And you can see each one of those gives us 2 diamond ores, which is fantastic. That's more than we needed to get the dark ineffable glass we need. One thing I want to do before I actually mine this is I want to grab a bunch of lapis blocks. So let's just grab all of them for now. And we're going to add these to our pickaxe. So you can see that is going to give it look 5460. Look 2, 180 and 180. Don't want to use all of the lapis. There we go. Look 3, so that's the equivalent of having fortune 3 on that. So let's try this now. Let's mine up these diamond ores. Now they probably are going to get sucked straight into here. So we've got 4 diamonds in there already. Let's mine those. Nice, we've got a block of diamond and 3. So that means we've got 2 diamonds each. That's fantastic. So in order to make the resonator, we first need to make up a glass cutter. And we pop that in a crafting grid with an ender pearl to get ender shards. Now 1 ender shard with 4 redstone makes this a resonating redstone crystal. Now on top of that, we're going to need a block of coal, 2 more redstone and 5 iron. So let's grab that now. Should have the iron already in here. There it is. And boom, there's 1 resonator. But let's pop this guy down. Let's just pop him over here for now. So the next part we need to do is we actually need some more redstone. Because we need to make up some redstone torches in order to make a manual mill. I'm just going to make sure we've got plenty of this. So the manual mill is going to be our first way of actually being able to generate grid power. There it is. That needs 2 polished stone and another resonating redstone crystal. And polished stone, if I remember rightly, is... Yep, it's stone bricks. So we already have some stone here. There we go. And then this is just redstone torches surrounding a plank of wood. Boom, and there's the manual mill as well. So we pop that on there, and we can see as we right click this, and we can just hold down the right click button, that generates 15 grid power, which is going to be enough to power this. Now we need to turn some more lapis into the lunar reactive dust. I think we only need 40, but let's just grab a stack for ease. So you can see that's currently not generating enough grid power. So this is actually taking more grid power than is being generated at the moment. But if I start right clicking this, you can see how grid power increases, and it'll continue doing that up until it's got enough grid power to generate the lunar reactive dust, at which point it'll drop back to 0 again. Okay, slight problem with what I just said. That doesn't actually work because the lunar reactive dust takes 16 grid power to produce. This only generates 15. So that means we're not going to be able to do it that way. What we need to do is grab some stone. I'm going to make up a bunch of stone bricks, polished stone. If we pop that in there, you can see this only takes 8 GP. So again, we just right click this, and I've actually found you can actually let go of right click once you've clicked on it once, as long as you don't move your mouse off the manual mill. And you can see there it's reset back to 0 once it's at 8, which means we're now generating stone burnt, and we're going to use that to actually set up an automatic GP system. Okay, so I've made up a few more of the redstone gears, also got some stone burnt and some resonant redstone crystals, and that gets us 4 water mills. And let's pop this down over here, I guess. So I'll pop it down in this kind of pattern. I'm actually going to build up a bit of stone. It doesn't matter what this is made of. Obviously I'll move to a more permanent location later on. That's to keep the water contained. Let's pop down a couple of torches, make sure this is completely lit up. And then we need some buckets. So where on earth did I put my buckets? Okay, so these things generate power based on flowing water going past each side. So currently we're generating 0 grid power. If I pop a source block there, you'll see we're now generating 14 grid power in each of these, but we can improve that. I believe if we put a block there and one at each of the other corners, you'll now see each of these generating 16, giving us a total of 64 grid power. So if we now go and grab the lapis, which is over here, I've gone and accidentally put it back in the storage drawers because I'm an idiot. So we can now pop that in there, and you can see we've now got plenty of grid power. If we wanted, we could actually create some speed upgrades, which are these things here. They do take a block of redstone, gold ingot, and an upgrade base, which is a weighted pressure plate in the resonator. However, we are starting to run a bit low on redstone, so I'm going to pass on that for now. Okay, I take back what I said. this thing was going incredibly slow, so I've actually made up one speed upgrade. Now you can see it does say that the power penalty at level 1 is +1 GP. Now that actually means +1 GP per GP that's required. So in a sense, what it's actually doing is doubling the amount of GP we require for any of the operations. So this now takes 32 GP for one lunar reactive dust as opposed to 16. Okay, so I've crafted up some thickened glass, which is sandy glass smelted down in a furnace, and the sandy glass is basically 2 sand and 2 normal glass in a crafting grid together. What we need to do now is actually turn this, and I believe it's 2 thickened glass plus 1 black dye. Yep, there we go. And we can actually use wither dust. Thought we could use wither dust for this. Apparently we can't. It says wither dust from NeverX. Okay. NeverX. Oh, that's Dark Utilities wither dust. Oh, that sucks. Okay, problem solved. I had a necrotic bone from a wither in the Nether, which in a crafting grid gives 3 of this wither dust, which means we can finish making the rest of our dark glass. Now we need to pop the diamonds in there, surround them with the lunar reactive dust. That gets us our moonstones. And then it is dark glass surrounding moonstones to get the dark ineffable glass. Awesome. So this stuff's really cool because it actually blocks light from getting in, and you can see while we've been busy these crops have grown like crazy. But yeah, let's head on over to the platform for the mob farm. And one thing I've actually realised as well is I'm going to need a way of actually killing the mobs, which I can even use a mob masher to do that, but I'm going to have a look, see if there's any other options. Hopefully there's something reliable. But yeah, this dark ineffable glass is really cool because it actually blocks light from getting through, blocks mobs, but it doesn't block the player from walking through it. So this is going to help for building this thing, and also if for any reason we need to go in there to sort something out, like maybe the mob farm gets backed up, we can always just pop in, collect any items, and then pop straight back out. So I've been doing a lot of work off camera over the day. You can probably see over there that the mob farm has come along nicely. I've also been working on the inferium seeds. These are all tier 2 seeds that I've been growing up, if I can get my words out. And over here we've got the ones I'm currently breeding, which are tier 3. If we have a look in my inventory, you see I've got a few things here. So I made up the infusion crystals up to the supremium one. Just waiting for some more inferium so I can then upgrade these seeds to tier 4. I'm not even sure why I'm breeding them. Like, why bother breeding them if I'm just going to upgrade them? These ones give me a fair bit of inferium, so that's kind of all I need for the moment. But if we head over to the mob farm, we'll take a look at what I've got set up. You should see it's starting to come to life as I move towards it now. So as I was saying earlier, this is the kill chamber. So we've got the dark ineffable glass, so we can pop inside if needed for any reason. Down here we've got the control for the mob masher, so we can turn it on and off as needed. But basically the way this works is we've got 4 dark rooms, each covered in vector plates, which are these things here. Anything that steps on them will get pushed in the direction of the arrow. So they get pushed all the way down here into the central chamber, where they'll be killed by the mob masher. This one, you can see, is slightly different from the others. The reason for that is I'm planning to make this one into cursed earth using drops of evil, because we do get some different mob types spawning on those. And this is the collection system I've set up. So we've got the advanced item collector as before. Only problem is it fills up very quickly. And it looks like it actually stopped. The reason for that is because there's nowhere for this leather tunic to go. So I've been using these filters from Extra Utilities along with the Extra Utilities trash cans. Let's take that out. We need to update that one to include the leather tunic. Pop you back. Is that the right one? Yeah, that's the right one. That's the only thing is they get very confusing sometimes. But yeah, that leather tunic will now go straight in. I feel like leather cap's probably going to get stuck as well. But we do need to just keep periodically checking this just to make absolutely sure. Obviously all the loot bags are going in here, and see we've got 27,000 worth of loot bags stored up. You can cycle through the different types of loot bag and you can see how much they cost here. As far as I'm aware, according to Kelly Engineering, the loot bags aren't configured, so you get the same thing inside a common loot bag as you would like a legendary or an epic loot bag. I'm going to have to set up something to start opening these soon. But yeah, we're getting plenty of drops, and I've actually gone through and I've been using my old mob farm throughout the day to kill evokers and vindicators to get emeralds, and using that and also doing a bit of sifting as well, we've managed to upgrade these to the infinite tier, which if I go into here, so barrel upgrades, see the infinite tier is the one with the nether star on. However, you can actually craft it using 8 diamonds, 4 emeralds, or 1 nether star. So we've been doing the emerald ones. Now I did also, because this is a plains biome, manage to kill the last mob we needed for the mob farming quest, which is what we need to start getting into embers. See, this is now unlocked, but I've got a few quests that I need to claim, I guess. So let's have a look. Oh yes, we've got the barrel controller. So that's working like a draw controller for these item barrels. I do need to go through and actually complete the rest of these as well. What's the Yabba hammer do? Allows you to change the look of the barrel, a block as an example. Oh, that could be quite interesting. Because, I mean, these aren't the best looking storage items. Storage blocks, I guess you would call them. And yeah, we've also got all of the mystical agriculture quest to complete now. I've actually turned down the sound on the game at the moment, so we're not getting all of the annoying quest completion noises. And I think that's it for what I've done off camera. Obviously now the mob farm set up, as I said, we can now get into embers using the ancient motive cores and archaic bricks and such. That'll be quite interesting because I've never done embers before. I do want to do a little bit more building on this, so these pillars are going to go up to the top of this, and I've got plans to use the corners as well. I was thinking maybe those could actually be for the spawner mob farms, so once I get a couple of spawners in, I'll use those areas for those in particular. And I'm going to leave the first mob farm up just for this purpose. I want to get a vindicator or evoker, so we can actually start getting some emeralds in. And wow, that grew fast, didn't it? That grew very fast. I wasn't expecting that. All of these seeds are around 555, by the way. There's some a little bit higher, some a little bit lower, but we've got about 2.5 stacks of Inferium Essence from that. You can see those are giving me about 5 to 8 Inferium at the moment. They are 111s, so they're not going to give a lot, but yeah, hopefully soon we can get the Insanium ones. So one other thing I got as well from the new mob farm is patient loot bags. Now these things, you have to open them, God knows how many times, probably hundreds and hundreds of times. So what I've done is set up this simple system here, which is 2 loot bag openers with transfer nodes and transfer pipes, basically looping them around, and you can see it's coming in. Yeah, as soon as it comes in, it'll open it, and you get another patient back. That loops back around, goes in here, reopens it, and it'll just keep doing that over and over until eventually you get the item out of it. Now, I don't know if this is going to work the same as Stone Block 2, but in these you can actually get Nether Stars, which would be absolutely amazing if we can get some of those. So it's time to start getting into embers. Now, if we have a look in the quest book, I believe it's this one. First thing we need to do is make the Ancient Codex, which is 2 archaic bricks with an ancient motif core in the middle there. Boom, that is the first one done. Let's claim that. And then we have the Tinker's Hammer. Detect. Alright, and then from there we can go into Ember Excavation, or we can head down this direction towards the Melter and Stamper. So we need Cannonite Brick. So Cannonite Brick comes from Cannonite Blend, which is clay and sand. Okay, that shouldn't be too much trouble. Okay, so there's the Cannonite Blend. Just to pop that in the furnace. And you can see I've actually made a speed upgrade from Furnace Overhaul, which is doubling the speed of the furnace. So that's this one here, which is just Blaze Powder, Glowstone Dust, and a blank upgrade, which is Iron and Nether Quartz. So as well as making the Cannonite bricks using the blend, I'm also making these stamps. Use different patterns to create the raw stamps. So we've got the plates, the bars, the flat stamps, gears, and so on. And you can actually cook those in a furnace to create the proper stamps. But that, oh hang on, you need the fired ones for that. I'll be right back in a second. And then we have the last one. So that should complete that quest. There we go. So next up, we need to start getting into the melter and the stamper. I'm also going to use a little bit of the Cannonite blend just to make these raw Cannonite plates. Because in order to create the melter, we actually need some of the cooked Cannonite plate. And that's going to be done just the same way as the rest of it, just by smelting this down in a furnace. Okay, there we have our melter. That should complete the next quest. After that, we've got the stamper, which needs a stamp base and a stamper. I'm going to put the ember stuff over in this direction on this unused platform here. So I've never actually used this before, but from what I know, and you kind of need to be a block up for this, so I probably should have placed it down one, is you can throw items in there and that will melt them down, much like the Tinker Smeltery. Okay, that's the stamper, which is an iron block, some Cannonite brick and copper ingot. And then for the stamp base, it's 2 iron ingots, 2 Cannonite bricks and a bucket, which is easily done. So we're going to put I guess we'll put the stamper here. And hang on, that's not right. There we go. Can I remember to shift click that? So we need to leave a 1 gap block between the stamper and the stamper base, like that, I believe. Alright, so I've took down to bedrock in the nether. I've set up the ember bore and mechanical core on top. Got a hopper feeding coal into this, and you can see the bore is now working. What we do need to do though is set up a method of getting the items out of it. So I'm going to pop an item extractor here. Now those do need to be redstone powered. So let's pop a lever on there. And then we'll put iron pipes over here with a chest. And fingers crossed that should work. Oh, gotta turn the lever on. There we go, we're getting ember shards, so absolutely fantastic. Okay, so the next part of embers is we need to get the ember emitter, the ember receptor, and the ember activator, which is around here somewhere. There it is. Oh, we need to make up the furnace still. Oh, where's it gone? I've just had it. There it is. Boom, and that should complete 2 quests. It's got ember activation and ember manipulation as well. And we've also got the quest to complete for the ember shards themselves. Awesome. Right, so we've got our ember activator. I'm going to pop this down probably in the middle of this platform, I guess. That seems like the most sensible place for it. Pop you there. And we need an emitter. Okay, so if I've researched this correctly, so I've got my chest with the ember shards and crystals in. If I pop an item extractor down here, a lever to power it, and then we need the... oh, I'm out of item pipes. I need to go grab some more item pipes. I forgot they get used when you're making the extractor. So this is just lead and a lead plate. It's easily doable. Pop you there and smash you down. Okay, I guess we'll make an extra one. Why not? Let's make a couple more. So, if we hook the item extractor up to the ember activator, and when I power this, there we go. So those puffs of flames are showing that we're getting embers in there. Now, if we want to see how much ember we've actually got in there, I believe there is a way we can do this by using dials, which I think are part of the quests as well. Yes, they are. So there's an ember dial and a fluid dial. Alright, what do we need to make these? So the ember dial is copper plate, redstone and paper. And let's have a look at the fluid dial as well. Okay, so they're both redstone paper and we want 1 iron plate and 1 copper plate. There we go, there is 1 fluid dial, and using the copper this time, there is 1 ember dial, which gets us the dials quest completed. Right, so now we can attach the ember dial to the ember activator. Like that. And we can see we've got 14,000 ember in there already. That's, oh, that's used up like everything. Wasn't expecting to use so much so quickly. Now we need the tinker's hammer and we need the receptors and the emitters. So if I pop the emitter on here and then I put a receptor on there. Now I can't remember which way around it is. It shift right click that and right click that? Let's try it the other way around. That sounded like it did something. Why aren't you working? Oh, right, okay. I'll be back in a second. Alright, I figured it out. I was doing it correctly. Just like everything in Embers though, you kind of need to redstone power it. I'm just going to very quickly move the lever though. It looks very ugly there. Let's see if we can put it on top. There we go. I love how that arcs round. That's really cool. Like, I was half expecting to have to move the melter to over there. Did I have anything in the melter? Okay, I had some lead because I was trying to make the lead plates. But yeah, that's really cool. That's the start of Embers for you. Alright, well, I don't feel like I've really accomplished that much in this episode. I mean, I got into the start of Embers, so I guess that's cool, but yet somehow I ended up with a fair bit more footage than I was expecting. So sorry for the slightly longer video. One other thing just to quickly mention is I did quickly set up a small patch of grass so we can start getting some passive mobs. Hopefully trying to get some fluid cows, but nothing yet. But anyway guys, that is going to be it for the end of the episode. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to smack that like and subscribe button. They really do help out the channel. And I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.